Good day, folks. Happy New Week to you.
Happy New Week, everyone.
Happy New Week. How are you all doing? I trust you are doing fine. I trust you're doing amazing. And the week started well for you, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So now we are going to go right into business. Today we want to be talking to you about potential. And we thought of talking about how to identify your potential.
Yeah, in this video.
Exactly. But before we begin, let us understand what potential is. So from here we will be clearing the misconception about potential, which most people believe that potential is just talent. Well, potential isn't just talent. I believe you agree with this.
Definitely.
Potential isn't just talent. We know talent to be singing, painting, dramatizing, dancing, and the likes. But hey, potential isn't just talent.
It's more than that.
It's more.
Yeah.
Potential is all you can be but have not yet become.
Yeah.
Potential is what you can do but have not yet done. Potential is how far you can reach but have not yet reached. So potential is just more.
More than just talent.
More than just talent.
Giftings.
Yes.
I love the definition Goodness gives. She said potential is who you are but have not yet become. So I want to give an example. You see, the great Dr. Ben Carson that we know today, he's one of the greatest neurosurgeons in the world. When Ben Carson was little, he was not the Ben Carson that we know today. In fact, Ben Carson, when he was little and he was in school, he was a dullard. He wasn't intelligent, he wasn't brilliant, but he had the potential, and that potential has grown now to be the world best neurosurgeon in our time.
Yes.
So you see, potential does not mean just gifting, it doesn't just mean talent. It means who you are and can become. Something you can be but have not yet become. It is who you are but have not yet become. It is how far you can reach in life but have not yet reached. So it is what you can achieve but have not yet achieved. So it's like something that is to be. That is what the word potential.
Yeah. It's like you're becoming.
Exactly. That is it. So you have the potential in you to become, to do, to achieve whatever you set your heart to achieve. So moving along, we are going to be sharing with you how you can identify your potentials.
Exactly.
So Goodness, can you go on please?
Yes. So one way that you can use to identify your potential is by discovering those things you love doing when you were a child.
Yeah.
So you see, potentials are not really far-fetched from the things we did when we were little. If you can remember, some of us while growing up, we had a chalk and a cane and we're teaching. Some of us, we held the TV remote and pretend as though we're speaking to an audience of persons or rather a group of persons. While some of us, we were with the TV remote singing as well. So you see, our potentials can be discovered from the things we did when we were children.
So if you actually think about it, you would trace that those who are so fond when they were little, who are fond of holding the remote and pretending that to be a mic, speaking to audience, they later grew up in life to be public speakers. We have some of them, a lot of them in the world today. Some who often used the stick and the chalk. You know, they grew to become lecturers and teachers because that is what they have passion for. And others who pretended that the mic is a mic, you know, the TV remote is a mic. They ended up being musicians in life. So potentials can really be traced back to what we loved doing when we were children, what we were little. If you see Goodness and I, when we were little, this thing we're doing now, we actually were doing it when we were little without even knowing what it was called. But we just love acting like we're in the front of the TV, in front of a camera and speaking. That is what we're doing right now. So you see, potential is really not far-fetched from things that we did little. To add, I would like to say that another way to identify your potential is actually by discovering your interests. Yes, what are you interested in? Are you interested in art, in music, in dance, in politics, in science, anything that you're interested in? Actually, your interest is a pointer to what your potential is and to where or what you're supposed to be doing in life.
Need I add as well, your interest can also be things that stir up your passion for a particular area of life, for a particular specific line. Some people are interested in science. Some people are just so interested in getting things solved. Some people are interested in calculations. So hey, check for your interest, and then you get to know where your potential lies.
Let me share a story. I won't mention his name, but I know of a guy when he was little. he just had this interest to take the remote. The phone is ringing. Please ignore that sound. So he often he has this interest to always take the TV remote and just scatter and try to figure out what and how this remote works. He had that curiosity. This guy grew up to become an engineer. So you see, just like we said, I think that's the first point that Goodness said, that trace back what you love doing when you were a child. That shows or points to the area where you're supposed to focus in life, your potentials and every other thing. And if I want to add, I would say that another way to discover or identify your potential is to actually discover those things you do with ease. Those things you do with ease, that if you're sleeping and they just wake you up now and they ask you to do this sort of things, you do it with ease. You don't calculate it, you don't do it. I think this is a perfect example for this.
So let's give a scenario. You see, there are some persons, first let me begin like this. There are some persons that may actually not love what they know to be their potential, and they're in denial, but however, these things are things they do without stress. They don't have to calculate like some of us. Take for example, if someone to sing now and you tell a lady to just sing, she can just, if singing is her potential, she can just, the voice comes out easily. But for someone that doesn't know how to sing, he might begin to have this cracky voice when trying to bring out one note here and there. Well, a perfect example that I wanted to lay down could be a person who by nature is just funny. He cracks up people anywhere he goes. So imagine he's lying down and then his elder sibling comes say, hey Johnny, just come here, come say something to my friends and I to make us laugh. And he'll come grumpy and angry and but by the time he just opens his mouth to talk, just 2 seconds of just talking, everybody's all cracking up and laughing. See, he does that without any stress. It comes up easily.
So those things that we do with ease are pointers that this is what or who we are supposed to be in life. So maybe Johnny is actually meant to be a comedian.
Exactly.
And we have great comedians in the world today in Nigeria that are using their gift to crack people up and are earning a lot of money. Also, laughter is not just about earning the money, but then putting smiles in people's face and making them, laughter is good for the body. Medicine. Last, but I think that's the last. Last pointer is the things you find joy and happiness doing. If you discover there's something you do and it just gives me joy and happiness when I do it, please dig deep into that stuff. That is where potential lies. You will become something great when you do that thing, when you focus on it.
And even when you don't really earn so much from it, yet you find out that when your hand is on it, or your mind is on it, there's this happiness and joy you get that brings satisfaction. So hey, stick with that potential and work on it.
Okay, so we just want to urge, I think this is going to be an assignment for everyone watching. You can use this week to discover your potential using this knowledge that we have shared to you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.